With Threads being released early, in fact, and receiving millions upon millions of signups in its first 24 hours, I was just curious, how is Elon Musk taking this? And I know probably well. He's got a great ability to regulate his emotions, great social intelligence, and he would never post things that would make him look bad. So I was surprised to find out that he was in his feels a little bit, and he was posting about it. Someone named Doge Designer, so you get their whole thing, posted Meta's new app was built entirely using this keyboard, Control C and V. So they're copying and pasting Twitter, which yes, they in fact are doing that, and it's certainly not the first time that Meta or Mark Zuckerberg has done that. But Elon Musk replies with his double crying face, which he does, I don't know, 500 times a day. And I just do want to point out that, like, you didn't make Twitter, Elon Musk, you bought it in the same way that you bought these other Tesla and all of that. Like, so again, it's not like you're a great creator. Also, for a guy whose like entire posting history is just taking memes that people send to him and then posting it as if he came up with it, like the idea that he suddenly has a problem with people cutting and pasting, that seems a little bit ironic to me. But he goes on to say, it is infinitely preferable to be attacked by strangers on Twitter than indulge in the false happiness of hide the pain Instagram. Which is certainly a take. That's an interesting approach to social media. And also, I'm just gonna say, I think reveals a little bit of privilege that for you being attacked on Twitter gets just to be like a fun thing, an adventure you do. You're not a regular person who, or like, maybe an actress in your first movie who suddenly faces thousands of death threats from right-wing weirdos. Being attacked by strangers online, being threatened, having rape threats against you, being doxxed and everything isn't necessarily a super fun experience for a lot of non-billionaires. I would just point that out. I know Elon Musk's super empathic, he probably already knows that, but Gary, what do you think?
I think Elon's a big crybaby who spends his money to try to have his way. And I kind of like seeing the little battle of the billionaires, the petty that's coming out of the two of them. Because at the end of the day, you're just realizing that, these are a bunch of rich guys that are upset that the other rich guys got a toy that he doesn't like. And so it's fun to watch that play out. I just hope that there's actually some benefit to us as consumers in society, and that somewhere along in this process that a pathway for a good platform that actually helps us build community in a healthy way is there. I don't mind having people have disagreements. I don't mind having different perspectives shared. I think that that's healthy, but I think that it has to be done in a way that is constructive. And neither one of these guys, when it is not about their money, give a damn about that.
Yeah, there should be a wide range of different thoughts being expressed. I also think that there should be tools to protect people if somebody does not want to suddenly be absolutely like flooded with death threats and racist, homophobic, misogynistic bile. I think that there should be tools to protect them. I share your concerns about the origins or the leadership of both of these. And I'm gonna jump ahead to graphic 10 so we can turn to that. Because Jack, who did help create Twitter and now is behind Blue Sky, he posted this: all your threads belong to us. So basically when you go to download Threads, this was a preview of it. This is an idea of the sort of data that would be linked to you, that's either linked to your identity or maybe collected, basically pointing out this site is gonna collect a lot of your data, so you should be worried about it. And you can see Elon Musk being like, yeah, like that's an advantage we have. Look at all that data they're gonna take from you. And don't look behind the curtain that, we go to this next graphic, almost all of that data is also collected by Twitter. Like, so just to be clear, it is not great for people to have to choose between one weirdo billionaire who's gonna collect and probably sell your data and a different weirdo billionaire who's gonna collect and sell your data, but it's also kind of a constant between the two. And Elon Musk knows what data they take. How dishonest, how utterly dishonest to the user base to pretend that that's not the case. And so I bring this up, Gary, because this is one of the big concerns, the possibility that privacy rights, which have not often been front and center on Facebook or on Instagram in the past, that can now be baked into the DNA of Threads. So I know a lot of people are potentially worried about that, and I think that is reasonable.
I think any concern we had before, we should remain to have that concern. These are the same players that are at the table with these platforms. We've had the same issues. These are, at this point, congressional hearings, right? That these are real deep-seated issues that we face with big tech. And so we don't need to get off of that as we seek a different platform. I think, as a matter of fact, we need to drive down on that level of accountability, because the more platforms that exist and the more this expands, the more we as consumers, as people that are citizens, need to ensure that our privacy is protected.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.